Reallyfe Street Stars, man. We back with a pit all-star, my boy Trebo from the 80.
Hey, man, two fingers mean dose, man. Good to be home. You know what I'm saying?
Man, for those that don't know, man, my boy Trebo, when he debuted his battle rap career, it was right here in this building. You know what I'm saying?
There.
Right here in this building. Caught a body on camera. We gonna touch on it real quick, man. You rose through the ranks so crazy just through your first year. You retired. What went into you retiring, bro?
Being 100% honest, man, my mind wasn't in the right spot, and I had to get some things right mentally. But I really thought I was done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where my mind was at with like the business side of battle rap, seeing like where the real end game was. Like, I didn't really see like what the end game was for me in battle rap. And then, you know what I'm saying, certain pieces fell together and certain opportunities became available. And I was like, yeah, all right, let's give it one more run. You know what I mean? And we're going to see where we fall at.
It's interesting that you say that because you actually had a shot, if I'm not mistaken, to battle on a smack card. Am I wrong in that, or?
There were a couple opportunities. One was kind of shut down from the get-go because it didn't make sense.
So that was you shutting it
down? Yeah. I mean, really, Osama shut it down, but gotcha. I don't blame him for shutting it down because it just wasn't a good look. Like, there was a card, it was Osama's B-Day bash, actually, and it was me versus Suave, which is at like 10,000 views now, which is crazy. Salute to y'all, man.
Shout out to my Reallyfe, one of my favorite battles.
Yeah.
I didn't know Suave was that raw, bro, until
man.
That
hey, Suave
that nigga fool.
Man, Suave is top 3 to me in Texas if I'm not including myself. Bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah, he go.
But we battled, and we had a crazy battle, and then the powers that be wanted us to battle again. And
so they was going to do some rematch shit on the smack card?
It was kind of like, I mean, nah, like we both from Texas. Give us an opportunity to expand type deal.
Right.
And then the second situation was just kind of, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to get into the details, but it was wasn't a good situation. So, you know what I'm saying?
Did that play a factor in just like feeling like, what is the end game? Because I mean, let's be real, smack is, you know, the highest level you can get to. So if you get 2 opportunities and you pass on both of them, does it be like,
So I think to answer your question, yes. Like the end game came whenever I realized, like, really for me, anybody who know me, like, and it's always been this way, and not just on some illegal shit either. Like, I've always been a hustler. Like, I'm in any situation, my mind works in a way where it's like I want to take $1 and make it $2, and as long as I can do that, then I'm good. And I mean, that go even to, man, like, it was one time a Foot Locker was selling shoes. They were selling them on clearance. And it wasn't like the hottest shoes, but they were selling them for like $10.
Yeah.
So I bought all of them and went and sold them for $20. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say, like, I started looking at battle rappers like at the highest level. Like, you got, you know what I'm saying, Loaded Lux, Hitman Holla, like people that get the biggest paydays. You know what I'm saying? And it's like 5 of them. And I was kind of looking at it like, man, like, I feel like I could make it to that level, but it's going to take me 4 or 5 years. And the energy that I put in to making it to that level, there's other things that's more revenue producing that I could give my energy to. And that's kind of where I was at that point.
Right. My
realization more so came that Smack is the highest level in battle rap. And he has a lane, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of the argument of like, do you want to sign a record deal? Like, are you waiting for a record company to call you, or are you gonna go make it independent? Because I mean, ultimately, to me, the money or the success or the acclaim, whatever you want to call it, like, it depends on your own marketing, how you market yourself. You know what I'm saying? How you market your battles. how you advertise the battles, lead up to the battles, you know what I'm saying? And taking battles that make sense. So the way I look at it was like my first go around, as much as it was like from an outside view, people looking at it like I'm climbing the ranks, like you said, or something like that. The way that I look at it now is more so like that was my college, that was my education, and me coming back is more like, all right, let's get out here and work, and let's really do it. Like I'm gonna do it in my way. You know what I'm saying?
That's live. Now, fast forward. You know, you've been killing all across from New Orleans to Texas to, you know, you've been battle rapping, you know, everywhere to the point where you started your own league. Let's talk about that. What is the name of the league that you started?
So my league is the Culture. You know what I'm saying?
Based out of
Austin, Texas. So the way it all started was Gutter reached out to me, who by most standards is the best battle rapper in Texas history, period.
Got one of the most legendary battles on Smack for sure.
He's definitely the most decorated
Yeah.
battle rapper in Texas history. But he had reached out to me like way back, like early in my career. And my whole attitude coming into battle rap was kind of, I guess we'll say, a controversial one. Like, I really didn't want cosigns. I didn't like want help from people. I wanted to battle them. You know what I'm saying? But he had reached out to me forever ago and kind of like tried to give me some pointers. And at the time, I didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? Just being straight out and honest. But he had reached out to me, and my girl had moved to Austin. And this is around the time where like the second PG was kind of falling into place, where they had called and asked about me. And on top of Osama, Gutter had hit me because Gutter got ties to the URL, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, they looking at you and so on and so forth. And I was like, hey, man, like I'm trying to move to Austin. Let's start a league. You know what I'm saying? And the plan was to move to Austin, start a league. That didn't work out. My girl moved back to Dallas. So, you know what I'm saying? It's based in Austin, but yeah.
That's live. And now, you know, let's talk about some of the standout well, actually, let's do this. You being a battle rapper, right?
Right.
An active battle rapper.
Right.
Right? And you own a league. Do you what are some of the things that you see as a league owner that the battle rappers are doing, as far as like business wise and what they could be doing to prepare better and things like that?
I mean, the biggest thing that I see, because who I focus on the most is the South, obviously. Right. Like, and one of my bigger goals with having a league is kind of uniting the South to some degree, because I know everybody. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? I've went and worked with Beretta and Scotty in Houston. Osama is my brother. You know what I'm saying? I've been to New Orleans. I know them. The Shreveport people, that's like a second home to me. And those are like really the most popping areas between Texas and Louisiana. And then you got some in Oklahoma, and I'm good with people in Oklahoma. So what I see most often, and this is more amongst like the low tier battle rap names or the people you don't hear from that often, is a lot of people are doing this shit for fun. And when I speak to people, when they reach out to me about things, which, you know, happens often, like my whole thing is like, know your worth, man. Like, don't put yourself in a position. There's battle rappers out here that'll like be in dire straits to go make sure that they make a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens a lot. And I mean, I've never been in that position because like, but it's only because I asked for it. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is ask for it. And then you can have a negotiation. But people look at certain leagues or situations and they're like, oh, this is going to be so great for me that I don't need to get paid. And it's kind of like, well, nah, man, you do. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest thing that I see from an owner perspective, or even a battle rap perspective for that matter, is like, people really got to realize their worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be out here selling yourself short.
Now, let me ask you this. You, in your league, the Culture, who are 3 standout battle rappers that you see doing their thing?
Man, honestly, I'm so surprised at the amount of standout people we have in our league.
That's dope.
Really, like, so we have what's called ROPs, which is like a rite of passage, which would be like an equivalent to a PG, right?
Right.
And we have a lot of dudes. Like, we just had an event, I think it was, I want to say February. Yeah, it was February 9th. And low-key, that's our best event ever. And it was nothing but tryout battles. So, I mean, obviously the people that stand out for me specifically are the people who are on the roster for different reasons. Like, Emperor T is probably the most different battle rapper that I've heard in the amount of time that I've done it. And throughout the battle rap culture, like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people run with that word, like, I'm different. You don't want to fuck with me, I'm different. But he's like legitimately different. Like, the way he raps, the things he raps about, he's different. JDK is another standout who his rapping has improved so crazy since the time that he's been with the culture, but his ability to create a moment in every battle is something I even envy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then Soze rising through the ranks and kind of getting like his feet underneath him at this point is definitely a standout. Spoken is like the bully. You know what I'm saying? Mac Da Vinci is like the bully. Like, so it's, everybody's great for a different reason and they all fit in specifically. But before we move on, I have to shout out OD, Odanga, and Sonny Trebo. They just they actually were announced to the roster on February 9th for their performances. So
that's live.
Shout out to them.
That's live. Now let's talk about this card that you got coming up. That's this weekend, right?
Nah,
that's
March 21st.
March 21st, way off. March 21st, you are battling Chilla Jones.
Yeah, man.
How did that battle come about? Because we know Chilla Jones, that's a nasty opponent, bro.
So I met Chilla at Capital Punishment, which was one of our events in Austin, and he battled HAW.
Okay.
And when I met Chilla, and I ain't even rap that night, you know what I'm saying? But he was just, he's probably one of the better people that I've met in battle rap, like, period, right? Like, and he's a professional. Like, he's not one of those people, like, you know what I'm saying? I need the green M&Ms in my dressing room and all. Yeah. Like, he comes to work, he do his job, and he does it. Like, the battle came about for me because me and Gutter were talking, and it was kind of a situation where it was like, all right, fam, it's either me or you that's battling. And, you know, Gutter was like, shit, it's you. And having, like, my history with the South by Southwest event entirely, like, just having been at South by Southwest, that's something on my bucket list, man. And to add Chilla Jones to it, just make it all the more real for me. Like, but I mean, Gutter approached me with the name, and he was like, "You want Chilla?" And I was like, "Let's go ahead and get it done, man." Like, it's hard for me, right? Because obviously I respect him as an artist. Like,
right,
he's top 10 all time. Like, he's really top 5 all time for me, but he's definitely top 10 all time for everybody. But then I respect him as a person too. So it's kind of like, you know, I say it's tough, but at the same time, the person that I respected the most that I've battled to this date is Asylum the Crow. Right. And a lot of people say that's my best battle. So, you know what I'm saying? He makes me take it serious. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. What kind of mind frame do you got to be to write for somebody as lyrical as Chilla Jones? Because he'll say some shit and you'll miss it. And then you watch it back and you're like, oh, shit, he was breaking me down the whole goddamn verse.
Right. So with me, and I don't want it to sound arrogant,
right?
Like, lyricism isn't difficult for me.
That's what's up.
the amount of time to write lyrics becomes a very important variable. You know what I mean? But the amount of time that I put into the Chilla battle already has me very confident. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
and I did a live video on my Facebook, and it kind of applies to more than battle rap. But make no mistake about it, like I'm fearful of this battle. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. You know what I mean? But I'm happy that I am, because that puts me in a mind space where it's like it's I'm locked in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different thing when you go to the yard and you fight with somebody you know you can beat up, or somebody that you should beat up.
Right.
But when you hop in the yard with somebody who's like well decorated of whooping everybody ass, like that fear gonna cause you to lock in. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. And it might take it to a whole different level.
And see, like,
Whole different level.
the thing that I was explaining on the live was like, I'm not fearful of him. I'm fearful of the backlash of losing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can't let that happen. You know what I'm saying?
You got the South on your back,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Like,
man.
This for every time they said a Southern boy ain't have lyrics, man.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta fix that.
Gotta hold it down. Now Drake and URL, they linked up, you know, and did a blockbuster deal with the caffeine. With historic things like that happening for battle rap. What does that do for you personally? And you now being a league owner, you know, and I'm sure some of your artists are gonna eventually maybe transition and get a URL shot, and maybe even you get a URL shot. What does that do for battle rap as a whole?
I think it's good and bad. But
Let's talk about the bad first.
the bad is, I mean, anytime anything goes commercial, the true nature of it is lost to a sense. But I mean, looping back around, man, I'm a hustler. Like, looking at what Smack is doing right now, like, he winning. And he a part of the same culture that I'm a part of, and I celebrate him for doing it. Like, it's
Right.
to build it from recording people on the street with just a regular old camera,
Right.
to packing out New York expensive venues, to traveling the country and selling out every single show,
It's crazy.
to now probably the most influential rapper of the last, I don't know if I'm gonna say decade, but right now he popping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To link up with him and do a blockbuster deal with Caffeine, which is like, I don't really know exactly what it is yet. I'm trying to figure out, but I know it's the people who used to work for Apple,
Right.
that went and started it. So it's
Right. You already know it's gonna be
big.
something crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but nah, I salute him for that, man. That's I think it's ultimately great for the culture, because you're always gonna need new battle rappers. And with the app that he has already, mixed with doing it with Caffeine, like, there's gonna be guys who get put on salary to be battle rap.
I was gonna say, what do you think is the top end for battle rap? Like, what do you think these battle rappers are gonna start making? Like, is it gonna be like $100,000, $200,000 battles, you think, or is it like, where do you think this thing can get to?
I mean, it all depends on how they market it. Because, like, what I know about Smack, and it's not a lot, I've never even met the man, but from what I hear, like, down the flagpole, we'll say, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is he's not greedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he make money, he lets his people make money.
That's a lot.
He just has to justify that money with the people through the door. So that's why the Caffeine thing is good, because it becomes a broader thing. Like, it's kind of like how hip hop started in a sense, because you know what I'm saying? And when it went commercial, there was shitty rappers that came out and got paid. But I think it's in such like an infant stage that right now is a beautiful time to be a part of it. As far as like the limit they can get to, that's all based on the people who fuck with it. And
It's crazy. I almost feel like we're watching like how the record labels took
exactly.
off. It almost feels like that's happening with battle rap, and I feel like we're gonna see it to the point where it gets real watered down. But you're still gonna have the underground scene, but you're gonna have rich. I think we're gonna have rich battle rappers.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of already do. Like, there's just not a lot of them.
Right.
Like, Hitman Holla, I think they say his net worth like $5 million. And I mean, that comes more from being on Wild and Out.
Right.
I'm sure.
I think there's gonna be just straight rich, like that's all they do is battle rap, but they just rich as hell.
And that's dope to me.
Yeah.
Like, the only downside to that I've seen with the URL already is that a lot of times the battle rappers that get paid, they don't take it serious. Like,
right.
Fam, if you give me 20 racks,
I'm finna go.
You not gonna regret it because I won it again.
I'm going
ain't no business better than repeat business. You know what I'm saying?
And I do feel like battle rap is the only rap art form, right, that as you age, people fuck with you even more. It seems like.
Absolutely.
It's like the opposite. It's like people fuck with the older rappers versus the newer ones. So
unless you start old. And
right,
then,
right. Then
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, then it's not good.
So what's up for what is Trebo got cooking for the rest of 2020, man?
Man, right now I'm leaving it open. I just got back from KOTD.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that. So you finally made KOTD. How did that happen? How did that come about?
My man NASA was really and Tyler Reed were the two driving forces that made it possible. You know what I'm saying? But like they said a word, they hit me up, and you can kind of tell with league owners, and it's definitely not unwarranted. Like when you tell them like, "Hey, I'm about to come fuck this dude up, and then let's talk about the next one."
Yeah.
And when I told him that, he was like, "Yeah, all right, make sure you focused and all," because you know what I'm saying. He don't know me,
right?
And I was like, "Nah," but I'm telling you, like, it was a GZ card, which is basically like a tryout. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And I was like, "Nah," but I'm telling you, I'm gonna come kill him, and then we're gonna talk about what's next. And he was like, "All right, well, you know, we'll see." And then I went out there, rapped, and everybody who's involved in their management was in the building, and every single one of them walked up to me and was like, "Hey, man, you in the mix."
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
some more Trebo on KOTD?
Absolutely.
Hey.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I'm built. Anybody who know me, like if you're the first person to give me a shot, then you who I'm rocking with.
That's what's up.
If you know what I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm big enough to go head to head with URL, which the elephant in the room is KOTD and URL are big competitors.
Absolutely.
You know Absolutely. But that's who gave me my shot, and that's, you know what I'm saying? Assuming things go how they supposed to go, that's where I'm going to be at.
They both in the league, bro. That's how I look at it, you know what I'm saying? Now, you being on KOTD, did it, for you as a league owner, did it inspire you to get to that level, or like what did it do?
For me, it's more so about me personally. Like, and I don't mean that selfishly, but I'm from Carrollton, Texas, and went to Toronto, Canada, and screamed Carrollton in somebody's face. Like, and as much as growing up from Carrollton, like it being a small town, people not even knowing where it was, like to going to Toronto and letting people know, yeah, it's on the map down there in Texas, like that was precious to me, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the goal is obviously like, if y'all rock with me and y'all want me back, then holla at my guys too, because they just as nice, and you don't know them like you didn't know me. You know what I'm saying? So
straight up. Now, before we get out of here, are you a little surprised that Drake co-signed URL versus KOTD?
Did he?
I'm saying he did it with URL instead of KOTD.
Oh, right.
Like, yeah. That kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like,
yeah, I was kind of like, but you're from Canada.
Yeah.
But see, and that's kind of where like one of the concerns arises, bro. Like where it's like, is this just because, okay, so let's get a little deep right now, right?
Yeah.
Like you see the Facebook post and the numbers to support it, right? Like about the black buying power of black people in America.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's undeniable.
Right.
Like it's the most valuable thing you can have for your company.
Right.
Battle rap is the same way. It's a very underrated market. Like it was Milltown Blow. I heard talking about it, and I don't know where he got the number from, but he said, there's 3 million people that have interest in battle rap. 3 million. So me as a battle rapper, if I'm one of the guys, and I'm not, but let's say I was one of the guys who like, and I say this because a vast majority of battle rappers are like crude, like, you make a song for bitches, man, fuck you. Like, right? Until he invests the money he invested and catapults your career, and then you probably gonna buy his record or listen to his music.
Straight up.
So if you see Tay Rock or you know what I'm saying, Loaded Lux, Murder Mook, all these big names, and they're like, hey, this my man Drake, go pick up the album, then that purchasing power of the battle rap community, he gonna get at least half of it. So if, you know what I'm saying, if that's an untapped market and we're saying 3 million people didn't listen to your music or didn't buy your albums, and you're thinking that by making this move, 1.5 of them will, I mean, it's great business, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that was the concerning part for me, where it was kind of like, I mean, is you doing this for real, or what are we doing?
What are we really doing?
You know what I'm saying? But nah, I mean, I salute the move. Like I said, there's glaring potential negatives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact. Man, my boy Trebo, man, you got any shout outs, man?
Hey man, shout out to the culture, man. We do it for the culture. Shout out Live from the Block. Y'all already know 2 fingers mean dose, man. We rep the Plex clothing. The first order's going in Friday. This probably won't drop by then, but fool with me on social media. Trebo Dose 80s on everything. Trebo Dose on Facebook. And get your tickets, fam. March 21st, South by Southwest. Trebo versus Chilla Jones. JDK versus Swamp. Soze versus Joey Gambello. Emperor T. Man, the card is stacked, man. The card is stacked. I'm gonna have Jeff put the flyer on the video.
Let's go, man. Yeah. We gonna do that. Hey, I'm gonna try to make it, bro. Cause we gonna be out there, shit.
Yeah, you already know. Hey, but my last shout out is Real Life Street Stars, man. My battle rap career started literally right there, man. And
Pit All-Star, man.
Always kept it real with me throughout the years, man. So I appreciate y'all, man, for real.
No doubt, man. We out.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.